just saying that we're in serious trouble. Serious. And it's getting worse. That's what terrifies me. Inflation goes up, and the average American doesn't have $1,000. 40% of Americans don't have $1,000. And so when inflation goes up, we're going to wipe out 50% of the U.S. population. And that is when revolution starts. And so if and when, and it will come down, the stock market crashes, the 401k, the old guys like me are toast. You know, we don't have retirement, our pensions are lost.
Robert Kiyosaki, best-selling author and financial expert, makes some important points in his latest book. The market is giving investors a grave warning. This crash is just the beginning, according to the latest inflation figures. If the number goes over 8%, Kiyosaki warns that the consequences will be severe. The situation is more dire than anyone expected. A couple of days ago, Kiyosaki tweeted that everything bubble was turning into everything bust. Could this signal the beginning of the greatest depression in history? This concerns me. As Robert Kiyosaki explained in this video, there is a time. His outlook, as well as reasons for hedging silver and gold. Also, Robert will summarize the latest on-chain Bitcoin data at the end of the video in order to provide a short-term forecast of where the price is likely to go. Markets have been in a downward trend, with the threat of further tightening of monetary policy looming over investors' heads. All crypto investors are wondering how much lower Bitcoin and Ethereum will fall. With Bitcoin at $28,000 and Ethereum at $17,000 respectively, the macro investor and notorious crypto fool Raoul Pal explained in his latest crypto panel why he thinks that even though more pain lies ahead, the bottom is rapidly approaching. Additionally, Raoul explains why he is still thoroughly bullish on Ethereum over the coming year and beyond. Consider subscribing or liking the video if you are looking for finance content. Consider subscribing or liking the video if you are looking for finance content. Consider subscribing or liking the video if you are looking for finance content. There you have Raoul's latest thoughts on the space. Let me pose a hypothetical question to you. I personally would probably invest all $100,000 into Bitcoin. According to what I have heard, that's the future, don't you think? The dip is to be bought, but no one provides instructions for how to prevent dip from dipping. At this point, nobody seems to know exactly what they will do with $100,000. Bank of America surveyed clients and found that people now have more cash in their pockets than in the past 20 years. In a story published by the Wall Street Journal, the journal said that every major index is headed to its territory and the crypto market has lost $1 trillion. But I know an option you could potentially do with it. For real this time. Because did you know that Bloomberg recently asked some financial experts the same question? And the answer was? Investing in alternative assets like this one, which you probably haven't thought of, was recommended by a large majority of them. In this instance, it was the white hot art market. In fact, I mean when I say it's hot. It is one of the hottest markets on earth, according to the Wall Street Journal. Keep watching and subscribe to my channel so you can get more financial information. Keep watching and subscribe to my channel so that you can get more financial information. Keep watching and subscribe to my channel so that you can get more financial information.
Well, this is a guy, Jordan Peterson, he's a Canadian, and he talks about, he says, you think tough men are dangerous, and Trump was a tough man. But he says, watch what weak men will do. And this guy, Biden, is the worst I have ever seen. Man is senile. And today what's happening is Russia and China are now ganging up on the U.S. It's really a dangerous world right now. It's getting worse. So every time you interview me, when Trump was in power, I was a bit optimistic. But now we have the weakest, most corrupt government. You know, what happened to Hunter Biden's laptop? If the FBI loses his laptop, there's something really sick inside this country. And so that's kind of what I gauge all my macroeconomics on is, where's Hunter Biden's laptop? I mean, how can the FBI lose it? We have no financial education in our schools. So that's what I'm concerned about. My biggest concern, Danielle, with Russia and China are ganging up on us. As we all know, America produces nothing anymore. We produce bubbles, we just blow air bubbles. So we now have this bubble in real estate and stocks and bonds. And then when Biden took the Keystone pipeline, XL pipeline off, just wiped us out here. Inflation goes up and the average American doesn't have $1,000. 40% of Americans don't have $1,000. And so when inflation goes up, we're going to wipe out 50% of the US population. And that is when revolution starts. And so if and when, and it will come down, the stock market crashes, the 401k, the old guys like me are toast. We don't have a retirement. Our pensions are bust. So what we have with three things is our treasury is out of control. We've lost it. Our entitlements out of control. And now we're at war in the Defense Department. So our debt to GDP is out. As we all know, there's insiders to every deal. I don't have any stocks. I don't invest in the stock market. But they're my companies on the stock market. So the best deals are always done early. So when people say, do you invest in Bitcoin? Yes, when it was $6,000. So Solana is still early and it's got a possibility, it's a long shot. It's the same as a can of tuna. A can of tuna may be worth more than Solana. We've got to know what's real today. And that's what I'm saying. We have the weak leadership in world history. America's in serious trouble. So I want to find out what's real. And China and Russia are now ganging up on us. We went to Venezuela and Iran to buy oil from them. And this guy Biden, everybody talks about intrinsic value. What is intrinsic value? I can eat tuna. That's valuable. And if you're starving, I'd rather have a can of tuna than Solana. And so, all these years you've known me, I'm always kind of a Rodney Dangerfield of the financial circuit. I like to make fun of things because otherwise people can't hear you. They get too serious about this. So I'm just saying that we're in serious trouble, serious, and it's getting worse. That's what terrifies me. For years, I've been buying those green canisters of silver coins because the government can't trace them. I can use them for money. So I can go anywhere in the world with a silver coin and spend it. I can go with a gold coin and spend it without being traced. Not that I'm hiding anything. I'm just sick and tired of this government. I don't trust them. As I said, if Hunter Biden's laptop disappears in FBI custody, we have a serious internal problem here. And so that's why I tongue-in-cheek tweeted that I'd rather have a can of tuna right now than a silver coin, just to get ridiculous because I can eat tuna. I cannot eat that silver coin. I can spend it. Well, always remember, America has stopped producing products. We produce bubbles. Now, the good thing about a bubble is when they burst, everything goes on sale. And so when in 2008, I waited till about 2010. I borrowed $300 million because debt is money, as you know, after 71. and I began buying real estate at bargain prices. So just recently, the repo market inverted again, which means we're going down. It means recession's ahead. But my concern is now revolution, because when people can't afford to eat tuna, we're going to have rioting. So it's a whole different type of bubble burst. When Biden took us off the oil prices went up, oil produces fertilizer. And when fertilizer is no longer cheap, people can't produce food. And the average American has nothing. 40% of Americans have nothing. Inflation is going to make them very upset. A stock market crash will bring down the baby boomers. So we're in serious, serious trouble here. So I'm just being ridiculous in my tweets because it's better than listening to Biden. That I'd rather have a can of tuna right now. That's what I'm saying, is that at least I can eat it.